All right, everybody, welcome back to another video here on Financial Friends, a community of people who love business, finance, and investing. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the Dividend Tracker. This is my preferred platform to track all things dividends, both on the dividend journey and in my personal portfolios as well. This was created by JJ Buckner, a fellow YouTuber, a YouTuber much bigger than me, of course. So if you want to go ahead and check out his channel, the link will be down below in the description. And if at any point in this video you decide, I think this is really interesting and I'd like to try it out myself, the top link in the description will be to the Dividend Tracker. It of course is going to help support him, but if you do subscribe to the premium version of the tracker and you stay subscribed for I think it's like 3 months or something, I also get a kickback as well, which really does help out the channel. What also helps out the channel is if you could scroll down or scroll on your phone and just go ahead and hit like down below. It helps push this video to more people and it helps us grow the friend group, which is really my goal. We're currently on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're inching closer and closer every day. So if you could also hit that button if you're not already subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into an overview of the Dividend Tracker. So, this is the dashboard. This is where all of your individual portfolios will be put together into your one big investment portfolio. Now, this is not all of the stocks I personally own. I do have a video on all of the dividend paying stocks that I do own. You can check that out. It will be linked right up here, actually. Watch that, of course, after you finish this video. But nonetheless, this is the sum total of all your portfolios. Now, you also can click on your individual portfolios. We can see the dividend journey, which is the journey we're on here, building this portfolio slowly but surely. And then my personal portfolio, as well as my SoFi Roth IRA portfolio. Now, you might be familiar with this kind of screen, this aspect of the Dividend Tracker, and also seeing me click on this button here and go in and update cost per share or number of shares. This allows us to edit essentially the makeup of the portfolio. Every time I do make a purchase, which over the last 2 weeks, I've purchased $31 of SCHD. I had an extra dollar in there that I think kind of accrued from interest, so I made an odd number, an $11 purchase. Nonetheless, we're getting off track. This is where I update the portfolio. You can see the growth of the portfolio over time. Now, of course, this is just when you inputted the information. So you can see here, of all time, this is the portfolio. But if we go back to the dashboard and view the longest sort of all time, it's not going to be quite the same. This is when I inputted the other portfolios here. And if you click over to those portfolios and you view like a 1-year chart, it's just not going to show the exact same thing, the slow and steady growth. It's only going to show when you actually inputted everything. So, continuing on, you can see some useful information here, like how many shares you own, the price of the stock, your profit and loss, the average price you've paid, the dividend yield, your annual income and yield on cost, and you can edit these if you'd like to see some different information, maybe like the dividend grade of the stock, and you can toggle all of these on and off. Moving towards the dividend grade a little bit closer to that feature, which is really, really great, we have our watch list. You can, of course, search any stock that you would like to here, pull up the information page, and see things like the dividend grade, the price history, and a ton of other information. Getting into that here in a second. So this is just a simple stock chart showing the price of the stock over time. And then we have the dividend grade. This is how the dividend stocks here on the tracker are sort of scored out. You can see why the stock received the grade it did and where those individual scores come from. This platform is also really, really great for any of you out there who are kind of learning different ratios and terms, etc. It breaks a lot of these things down, like free cash flow, net debt to EBITDA, etc., etc. So going back to the summary page, we can of course see all of this general information, profitability information, valuation information, financial health of the company, additional statistics, and then some graphs here, both of earnings, outstanding shares, revenue growth, and you get the point. I'm not going to read everything word for word. Another really great feature is if you're looking for some stocks that are similar to the one you're viewing, you could see those down here. And you can also see individualized company news. When was this company mentioned by different articles? Did it make headlines, etc.? We can also see an about page. This is pretty useful if you are really just scrolling through trying to find some new companies. You could see a quick company description and some other useful information like IPO date, total employees, etc. And then the dividends page here is really the cream of the crop, showing you dividend growth, free cash flow, dividend yield, payout schedule, historical dividends, and the list goes on and on. The grade page we already covered. I can give a quick little overview of it here. And then the financials tab is a literal financial picture of the company. We have balance sheet, income statement, cash flow, and then also a really great feature, SEC filings with direct outlinks right to those filings. And then lastly, recommendations, kind of a buy, sell, or hold rating on the company based on analysts' information. Moving forward down this tab here, we have the Payout Calendar, which is a great tool to really visualize when and how much you're being paid by each company. You can click on your individualized portfolios or again, see the sum total. I love being able to break things down like this because it allows me to track my individual portfolio, just the one I'm showing here on YouTube, and then also keep my personal portfolios a little bit separate. Here is the actual sort of payout schedule. You can see the sum total, you could see the individualized amount, you could see the actual amount of shares you own and at how much you're making per those shares. Lastly here, this is my favorite graph probably of all of them, but also the most simple. I love to see where I came from and where I'm moving to. It'll show you here the date back when pretty close to actually when I started this portfolio. I started it around October, but in December we were only making $4.83 a year. Now we're making all the way up to $27.51. So basically a 5x there, which is absolutely amazing to be able to visualize. The diversification tab is always a really good tool to keep handy. You could see your diversification by sector, by industry, by holding, and then also see where you're making your money. Where are you getting this income from? I'm getting the most amount of income from SCHD within my dividend journey portfolio, but you can actually visualize this here very simply. And then this also gives you some good information on your largest holding, smallest holding, industries, sectors, and again, where you're getting your income from. You can also get another sort of visualization, of this. I think it's good that they provide different types of graphs. Some people might like this view of things and others might like this view. It's just a really good feature to have. Another great feature, one that's really fun to play around with, is income goals. You could see how much you want to make and then how you are going to be able to make that income. It breaks down here. Weights are going to be distributed equally among all tickers. So if you enter 5 different tickers, then it's going to be divided 20% per. So how you're going to collect that income will be 20% broken down between each stock. So for simple math here, if we did $40,000 and entered 4 different stocks, it's going to assume we want 10K of income per stock. But you can enter those stocks. Click here. It will upload the information for you. We can add, let's add Pepsi. And for fun, we'll just add Coke in there as well. And then you can go ahead and calculate things and see how much you're going to need to have invested within each individual stock to create 10K of income for that sum total of 40,000. A really fun thing to play around with. Also fun to play around with is future value. You can toggle and change all these different options as well as a few advanced ones. Hit calculate and see how your future growth is projected out using those statistics there. If you're looking to find some different information, this is an absolutely great tool to use here. These are the most popular companies listed here on the Dividend Tracker, aka the ones that people own the most. Obviously, we're going to have a ton of big names, McDonald's, Target, PG, Apple, etc. But you can also break down by ETFs, by REITs, by highest dividend grade, monthly dividend payers, dividend kings, and of course aristocrats. A really great tool to use because you can just quickly pop into a stock, view its information, and then pop back to the ideas tab. Or I guess I could have just hit back right here and view some more companies. So if you're looking to do some research, a really great place to start. And the last thing I will mention here, this is for the premium users only. but there is a private Discord that you can join to communicate with a ton of other investors. I'm going to be in there as well. And you can just simply talk about dividends. There's actually different lobbies for memes, non-dividend stocks, ETFs, news, etc. So you can hop in there, talk with some people, and get some information. So that is the Dividend Tracker. That is my preferred platform. I love to use it. I love to update you guys here weekly on the dividend journey using it. And hopefully you'll go ahead and check it out. There is a free version, so 100% go ahead and use that. And if you want to subscribe to the premium version as well, as I mentioned previously, it helps support the YouTube community, JJ Buckner and his partner Bryce, and it also helps me, gives me a little kickback if you do stick around on the platform. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope that you learned something. I hope you were at least able to get some good information out of this. Decide if this is a platform that you'd love to use for yourself. And I will see you all in a couple of days. Take care.